the lowering kit. I'm 6'2", and the Versys is a tall bike, so it's, I like a taller bike. On my 650 Versys, I had it for years, and I finally got a lowering kit on it because, I got hit by a car and was having trouble with my hips and stuff and getting my leg over the bike, and I had a seat concept seats put on that, and so it was even harder to get my leg over because the seat was up a little taller. So I put a lowering kit on it, and man, made it real simple to get my leg over the bike. I dropped the front forks like you're supposed to, lowered them like you're supposed to, but then after a couple weeks I put them back up to the normal position. I liked it better that way, so I lowered the back, I left the front alone. So when I decided to go with the lowering kit on this, I did the same thing. I lowered the back, and I left the front alone, and I test rode it to see if I'd like it or if I was going to need to lower it, and I'm real happy with it. I did a little over 200 miles on it yesterday, lane splitting, in and out of traffic, going up to 5 and a 91 during like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so it was a real pain in the butt. Took it up speed on some nice corners and crap, and yeah, it works great. I'm just going to leave it the way it is, and it also helped with on this bike, you slide toward the tank. It kind of leveled it out a little bit, so I'm not sliding up on the tank like I did. A lot of guys were wondering about having to take your center stand off if you got the lowering kit. You don't have to. Let me get off this thing. On this one, I lowered it, but I didn't cut the kickstand and put the lowered kickstand on it. If you're going to, I would suggest that you do put the lowering kit on there. I would definitely cut the lowering, not the foot peg, the side stand down, and get the little L bracket to come. Lowered it down. It looks good, and a lot of guys are worrying about the center stand. Okay, a lot of guys are wondering if you have to take your center stand off when you get the lowering kit. And I always just grab on the rails right here, push down. Got to put it in neutral. Yep, there we go. Get a grip on the bars. I grab right here on this handle, then push down, and up she goes. So, as far as using the center stand with it, not a big deal. And it's probably even easier if you grab the trellis and do it. But with me, I'm a big guy, so I just pull it up with that, and it goes up pretty simple. It's a heck of a lot easier than lifting up that FJR I had. That thing was a pain in the ass. But with installing this lowering kit, really simple. You just remove this piece off, and it's just going to hang here. And you got 2 push rivets right there in your hugger, and then you got this one bolt right here. You're going to remove those, and the bolts on the huggers, they have red Loctite on them, so they're going to be stiff as hell. So again, you'll remove these 2 here. This one can stay because you're not taking the guard off. So you remove these 2 bolts, and then this push rivet right here. Take the hugger off, and then what you're going to do, put it up on the center stand if you want to. Get a car scissor jack, put it on the tire, put a block of wood on top of the scissor jack, and then start lifting it up. It's going to be right up under here, up under your seat, and it's going to take the pressure off the shock. But before you do that, break the bolts loose. They're 14 millimeters. You'll break them loose on this side over here. You can see it on the shock. You get 3 bolts, because you can see the dog leg. That's the Moto Werk's dog leg in the kit. One on this side, one on that side. You're going to break loose these bolts. Then you're going to take all the pressure off by lifting the scissor jack. And then you slide your bolts out. Take your dog legs off. And there's on that last one, I know there's like an insert that fell out. So just make sure it's a little sleeve that you put on there. And then once you get the pressure off, take the bolts out, take those dog legs off, slip the new ones on, put your bolts in, and then lower your jack down to put the pressure back on it, and then just tighten it up and put your mud guard back on. That's it. Real simple. Real simple. But again, I would suggest, I probably might get the kickstand cut down and lowered, but you know, I thought I'd give it a shot, because my other one I didn't have to, because that kickstand was kind of bent out. So when we did the lowering kit, it was actually perfect. But because when I was hurt, I used to get on it like a cowboy. The bike would be on the side stand, and I'd climb on the peg and climb over, and that was like 300 pounds. So that side stand had a hell of a bend to it, so the bike would lean like crazy. So when we did the lowering kit with the side stand the way it was like perfect with the lowering kit. So I thought I could get away with it, but it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to. So I'll get that squared away here next couple of weeks or so. But again, the lowering kit works great. Those push pins, yeah, when you put because if you're going to put the foot peg back on it and go test it out, make sure you to install that hugger, this is going to have to be off, because unless you got really bony, skinny, long fingers, those push pins, you're not going to be able to get them in there. So, but it's real simple. Just leave those off, put your push pins back in, put your bolt in, then hit the hugger on the other side, and you're done. But other than that, you know, I'm happy with it. I like the way the bike rides. It's a lot easier to get my leg over. So simple now.